Alright, welcome in, y'all. If you're just getting in, we're just gonna stir up some movement. We're gonna get started here pretty quick. Hope you came here to move. If you just got woken up, maybe take these next couple minutes to do a little warm up. We'll definitely get warmed up, but maybe a little quick into some movement. But no props necessary today, just your body, your mat, little space around. We may actually get slightly off your mat, so if you have to navigate a little space, 1.5 to 2 feet on either side of your mat, grab that. And we also are going to try to go upside down, probably on forearms. If you have any requests, again, we still have a few minutes, so let me know if you have those. But forearms is going to be where we're working from today. So we'll save your wrist, work on some strength of your arms and your chest. But get comfortable. Still got a couple minutes here. What's up, Skiba? Hello. Hi. Hope y'all are enjoying this as much as I am. Another thing about us going upside down today is that if you are working with your inversions and you're fairly early on into your practice, it may serve you to take one side of your mat closer towards the wall, probably the right side of your mat, so rather the left side of your mat. Either one really, but you'll have that wall there to guide you so that if you do decide to lift your feet up, you'll have the comfort of knowing that the wall will catch your hips or your feet if you start to go all the way forward. But again, set yourself up somewhere that you feel the most comfortable with. And if you're not going to take inversions at all, no worries at all. We'll have the options to do many other things as well. And these videos, even as they're live here, they do get posted online, so where you can watch them later on. And so if you happen to be watching this later on, we are still taking donations on our Teacher Relief Fund. That's still going live up until we're able to reopen the studios. Again, a lot of us are full-time teachers, so this helps tremendously since we don't have any other steady form of income as well. So if you're able to donate, please do. Thank you so much. If you're here to practice without the means of donation, you're just as welcome to be here, so thank you as well. Show up in the community. That's all we're here for. Be there for one another, whether energetically, monetarily, just help each other out. So thank you so much. About 2 minutes before we'll start, I guess we're coming up on a minute here. And if you're just joining us, you won't necessarily need props, maybe a block, and maybe just set up enough room around your mat that you could stick a hand or maybe an entire leg off of your mat without kicking a wall, furniture, someone else, all that good stuff. Alright. As we close in on this last minute, let everybody else trickle in as they do. Come to a comfortable seat on your shins. So untuck rather your feet into a modified hero's pose. So sitting on your heels, This brings up sensation in your knees that's not desirable. Grab a block, grab a blanket, something to stick under your glutes and above your ankles so that you're lifted a little higher. There's less of a sharp bend in your joints and less pain in your knees. Once you've gotten that shape, begin to breathe. You can close your eyes and begin to take your focus internal. The goal here being 45 minutes of movement. In what way can you commit to that movement? Not necessarily doing everything that's requested or cued, but in what way can you commit this 45 minutes to you, to your own unique needs? Make this something that once you're done, you'll feel proud of yourself, you'll feel open, and ready to take on whatever else comes next, physically or mentally. With that together, start to deepen your breath. Take a breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. And again, breathe in and out. One more time like that. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. Breath in, seal your lips. And then exhale through your nose. Continue Ujjayi breath in and out through your nose. And we're going to take this into movement as well. On an inhale, reach your palms up. Palms come to touch above your head. Interlace your fingers and then turn your palms up. And then on your exhale, round your spine, reach your hands forward, and try to round your chest and your belly towards your back. Again, inhale, reach back up. You can release your hands, palms to touch. Find that rotation of your interlaced hands upward. And then exhale, round forward. So get that full rotation through your arms. Let's try that again a little faster. Inhale, release up, palms touch, interlace, and rotate up. Exhale, round forward. Twice more. In. Out. One more time. In. Out. Release your hands completely. Inhale, reach your hands up. And then exhale, hands down to the ground. Let's meet in a tabletop. From here, we'll take some rotation, or rather some movement through your wrist and your shoulders and forearms to get some openness so that we can put a little bit more weight on your hands. So from your tabletop, wrist underneath your shoulders, turn your thumbs to the top of your mat. So your fingers will point off of your mat. They may be completely off of your mat. That's okay. And from here, I want you to sway towards your right side. So get a little weight more into your fingers. Grip your right finger pads down. Then lift your left palm up so you're on your left fingertips. Gently press yourself a little further to the right, but keep pressing through your right hand. You're engaged to resist this movement to the right. Inhale back to center, both palms flat, and then over towards the left. Again, once you feel some weight in your fingertips, lift off of your right palm, press into your finger pads, and then make it a little faster. Shift forward, inhale, or to the side. Exhale towards the right. Lift up onto your left fingers. Inhale, center, all the way over to the left, and then exhale, lift your right palm. And a little bit faster, breath to movement, or maybe even faster than that. Just control and feel the way this movement feels in your body. So here for 4, 3, 2, and last one. Come back through to center. From here, flip to the back of your right hand. We're going to take wrist rotations here. So right wrist stays underneath your shoulder. Spread your right fingernails into the ground, and then begin to rotate your wrist and your forearm all the way up to your shoulder. In and then out. And keeping that going. Spreading your right fingernails out wide. Notice where you're being resisted here. And can you slow that down? Just a little faster than breath to movement. Not as quite as slow as breath to movement, because some of these We're going to take a little bit more warming up to get the stretch that you're looking for. Right now we're just going for some dynamic movement. Just for 3, 2. Last one. Come up off your hands, come onto your knees. Give both of your hands a shake. Open up your fingers like you're flicking water off of them, and then maybe shake them down towards your hips. And when you're ready, put weight back on your hands, and then take it to your other side. Back of your left hand on the ground, fingernails out wide, and then begin to make your circles. Spin your wrist in, rotate. Keep that going. Just for 4, 3, 2. All right, last one. Come back through to center. If you need to take some weight off your hands, give them a shake again. Feel free. When you're ready to put weight back on your hands, tabletop just long enough to tuck your toes. Hover your knees an inch off the ground. Take a beast pose for 3 rounds of breath. So for beast pose, draw your belly up and in. Shift your shoulders right on top of your wrist. Then press your palms down so you get longer through your shoulders. One last inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep a slight bend in your knees and then press your hips up and back. Now keep this bend in your knees so that your chest gets a little closer to your thighs and you can point your tailbone up a little bit higher. You're trying to touch the ceiling fan with your tailbone. Then begin to straighten out your legs. Begin to press your heels straighter towards the ground. Begin to drive the back of your knees more towards the back of your mat. Where are you being resisted here? Take 2 rounds of breath to get a little more familiar with that resistance. Rebend your knees. Step your feet about 3 to 6 inches back. Still in the same line underneath your hips. From there, with straight arms, press your hips up and back. Begin to straighten your legs as well. A little bit wider stance of a downward facing dog. Notice what room was afforded to you or what more resistance that you have now. One more breath. Now this time on your inhale, shift forward to a high plank. Now notice how far forward your shoulders go past your wrist. You want them stacked right on top of your wrist without your tailbone and your hips being up high. If your hips are up high, walk your feet backwards until hips are in line with shoulders. And you can press your heels forward to stack on top of the ball mounds of your feet. So heels on top of toes, shoulders on top of wrist, belly up and in. 5 more rounds of breath. Pretend like it's 2010. Everybody's planking. Just for 3. Last 2. Take a breath in. Downward facing dog. From here, bend your knees. Flat palms. Walk them all the way to the back of your mat for a forward fold. I guess fat palms works too. So the wider that your hands get, the more space they're going to take up. And from here, we're going to take this into a twist. So plant your left hand underneath your face. Bend your left leg. Straighten your right leg. But first, just take your right hand to your low back. And then notice how high one side is versus the other. With your right leg straight, begin to level out your hips. You may have to lift your left hip up a little bit higher so that your hips are flat. Then drag your chest forward. Begin to pull your right elbow, rather your right shoulder up to open your chest. So your right hand will stay on your back. Begin pulling your chest forward with your left hand. Pressing your right knee towards the back of your space. So you're lengthening out all the way up to your hip flexor. If that feels good here and you want to take it further, then maybe open up your right hand. Throughout any of your movements, opening up your arms takes in this extremity. You have this extra weight to take on, and your twists are going to be dictated by how open your chest and your shoulders already are. So if you leave the focus of the movement on where it's actually happening, let go of the arms, the extremities first. See where you're actually at. Then you get to decide to add on. Take both hands back to the ground, and we're going to take the other side. Same amount of time. Straighten your left leg, bend your right leg. Take your left hand to your low back. Level out your hips. You can take a moment here to find where is level. Then pull your left shoulder up. Begin to open up your chest. Drag your chest forward with your right hand. So once this is good, if you feel like you can pull your left shoulder down away from your ear, you can flatten your chest up to the left side of your mat. Then decide to open up your left hand. Maybe keep a bend in your elbow. Again, the more bend you have in your elbow, the less strain you're going to have from any tight muscles in your chest or your shoulders. Again, those tight muscles are going to inhibit you from twisting, from opening up. Give yourself that benefit of opening deeply first, then adding on. Last breath in. And exhale, both hands down to the ground. For this one, let your palms turn up. Back of your hands on the mat. Give your arms a complete rest here. No need to hold on any tension. All right. From here, take your hands to the top of your feet. Bend your knees and then inhale, slide all the way up to standing at the back of your mat. Woo! Welcome to standing up, y'all. From here, take your hands up high. I'm going to take it into a mountain pose. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Squeeze your legs together. Tuck your tailbone forward. Draw your ribs down. Draw your hips up. Feel that try to connection of one to the other. From the back of your mat, shift your weight into your left foot. On an inhale, one-legged mountain pose. Bring your right leg up with you. And from here, distribute your weight evenly through your left foot. So lift all 5 toes of your left foot off the ground. Yeah. And then can you root down to the inner left big toe mound and the outside pinky side toe mound of the ball of your foot. So that's where your balance is going to be evenly distributed. And once you have that, then let your 5 toes relax back down. Again, those are the extremities. Those are going to help with minute details, but get the firm rooting from the main surface area of your foot. From here, take a breath. Then on your exhale, kick your right leg out straight in front of you. Straight is relative here. So straight can be diagonal. Straight can be with your heel touching the ground. As long as your right leg is straight, you find where is appropriate from there. 3 more breaths. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Exhale, hands to your heart. Samastahiti, shake out your legs. All right, let's do that on the other side. So nice, let's do it twice. Both hands up, mountain pose. Shift your weight into your right foot. Lift your left leg up. Inhale, one-legged mountain pose. From there, lift all 5 toes of your right foot off the ground. Flatten out your entire right foot. Start with the ball side, the inside of your left or right, and then the pinky side of your right. Once those are secure, then all 5 toes down. 3 rounds of breath. Take an inhale. Exhale, left leg out straight in front of you. Check out the difference on this side. Different side of the tracks. They're going to have different struggles, different things that you need to do to take into account all the things that they do and the ways that you can adjust to make them stronger, more resilient. Next, inhale back to one-legged mountain. Exhale, Samastahiti, hands to your heart. All right, from here, breathe and reach up to mountain pose. Swing your hands out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. From here, shift your weight forward so your shoulders come past your wrist. Then exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. All right, hands stay underneath your shoulders to start. Cobra pose. Flip to the tops of your feet. Press your feet down. Lift your knees. Lift your quads off the ground if you have that strength. And then try to drive your pelvis down. Tuck your tailbone towards the mat. Then squeeze your shoulders. Press the ground with your hands slightly to lift your chest. Focus more on pressing your feet. That's where the power comes to lift your back. Maybe lift your hands. You've got 3 more rounds of breath. Grow your ears forward, away from your shoulders. Pull your shoulders back, away from your ears. Last inhale. And exhale, release the cheek to the mat. Hands can stay alongside your shoulders or alongside your hips, but wiggle your hips left and right. Every time you start to activate, there's a counter to that, to release. This is your release. When you're ready, come back to center, tuck your toes. Lift your tailbone towards the ceiling first. Lift your pelvis off the ground. Squeeze your thighs together. Then inhale to a high plank, one straight line. Press the ground away. Exhale to downward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath. For 2. For 1. All right, yogis, my people. Let's get some movement in, y'all. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to a mountain pose, reach all the way up. Exhale, Samastahiti, hands to your heart. All right, shift your weight into your left foot. On an inhale, one-legged mountain, reach your right leg up with you. Exhale, right leg up straight in front of you. Again, inhale back to one-legged mountain. Exhale, right leg up straight. Let's do this one more time. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right leg straight. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Exhale, Samastahiti, hands to your heart. Inhale, mountain, reach up, left leg lifts. Exhale, left leg straight. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straight. Again, inhale, bend. Exhale, straight. Inhale, bend. Exhale, Samastahiti. Inhale, mountain, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Let's take it to a chaturanga this time. You can keep cobra if you'd like. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway down or less. Inhale to upward facing dog. Hold this first one. Squeeze thigh to thigh. Press the tops of your feet down. Drive your palms down so you lift your chest. Then try to drag it forward. Try to bump it to the front of your room. Last inhale. Exhale, down dog. Tuck your toes. Maybe roll over your toes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or float forward. Let's add on. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to mountain pose. Exhale, Samastahiti, hands to your heart. On an inhale, one-legged mountain pose. Bring your right leg up with you. Exhale, right leg up straight. Here's where we're going to add on. Inhale back to one-legged. On your exhale, airplane pose. So bring your hands to your heart. Send your right leg up straight behind you. Only lean as far forward as you feel supported in your left glute. Inhale back up to one-legged mountain. We're going to do that twice more as well. Exhale to airplane pose. Super slow. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Last time through. Exhale, airplane pose. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Exhale, Samastahiti. Hands to your heart. Shake it out. One last time. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, Samastahiti. Rather, inhale, one-legged mountain pose. Left leg lifts. Exhale, left leg straight. Here's where we add on. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Exhale, airplane on the left side. Inhale, one-legged. Exhale, airplane. Once more through. Inhale, one-legged. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, one-legged. Exhale, Samastahiti. Take a round of breath in and out. Feel your heart rate beating. Notice your breath. Unite the two. Inhale, reach up to mountain pose when you're ready to move. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, low lunge, step your left foot to the back of your mat. Lower your left knee down to the ground. If you got blocks and you want to grab them, go ahead and grab them. I love blocks in this pose. If you don't have blocks, you don't need your blocks. Take your hand to your thigh first. So the goal here is to get your spine up straight. Your left knee doesn't have to be stacked underneath. It actually can feel better if it's a little further back, so that you already get this stretch through your left quad, left front hip flexor as well. Drag front knee, front heel towards your back knee, then lift your hand up. All right, if you have the blocks here, you can press down through the ground, draw your shoulder blades down and back, and you get the same forward motion of your chest and the same drag of back knee to front heel and front heel to back knee. Take a breath in, and then exhale to half splits. Flex your right toes, lift your front foot off the ground, front of your foot, and then pull your right hip back as you straighten your right leg. And we're going to take this even deeper. I've been doing this the past few weeks here in class. I don't know if it's been on the YouTubes or not, but we're going to do it here. So take 3 more rounds of breath in your version of half splits. And if you want to take your left hand and grab your toes, begin to pull your right foot a little closer towards your face, maybe the pinky side of your right foot a little closer towards the left side of your mat. You can notice where you're getting resistant here. What lights up with sensation? What is your breath doing? What is your inner monologue saying? Calm it down. All right, we're going to take it further. Left hand either down to the ground in line with your right knee, or to a block. Same thing, in line with your right knee. On an inhale, reach your right hand up. So you've got this half splits twist hybrid. Now just like you were in your halfway lift earlier, dragging your chest forward, use your left hand as traction. Then to take this deeper, rotate your right toes out to about 45 degrees, about 2 o'clock towards the right side of your mat. You should feel this all the way to your right glute. Breathe deep into your belly. We've got 4 more breaths here to make some space. So all that movement wasn't for naught. It was for purpose. Last 2 rounds of breath. Fill up deeply. Control your breath out. 1 more in. And out. On your next inhale, unravel. Come back in through the center, the way that you went in. Shift forward. Touch your right, both hands to the ground. Back toes lift. Set up for a high plank. Right foot meets your left. Inhale. On your exhale, chaturanga. Go through your flow. And you might want to take your chaturangas, your up dogs, a little slower, but make them more about you. From here, step your left foot forward, lower your right knee down, and we'll start the other side. Take it into your kneeling crescent lunge. Again, that can be hands above your head, hands to your right front knee, or hands to your blocks. You gotta love the use of blocks here. Notice what direction your hips are pointing. Can you continue to pull your right hip forward, even if it's resisting you? Counter that resistance. Last full breath. If you aren't already, inhale, reach up. And exhale, half splits. Flex your left toes. Then you lift your toes off the ground. Heel stays connected. Pull your left hip back. And just as before, draw your belly in, press the ground away, then pull your chest forward. As with any task that you complete, your pose here is highly dependent on the work that you're willing to put into it. So what sensations are you feeling? Are those sensations so intense that you can't breathe? And you think of your breathing as your maintenance here. Breath is covering, it's flossing, it's opening up, it's connecting. 1 more round of breath here. Again, make it deep. And then take your twist. Right hand to the ground or to a block. Inhale your left hand up. Either stay here or rotate your left toes out towards the left as well. About 10 o'clock, maybe 11. It may still be at 12 o'clock depending on how tight your hip flexors are. Again, be there with this side. Dedicate just as much breath and focus. Just as much calm and understanding mental status. Inhale. Exhale, retrace your steps back through to center. Both hands to the ground, step back to a high plank. Breathe in. Chaturanga on your breath out. Find yourself in down dog, 4 rounds of breath. I just took Todd's beginner class right before this class, which if you haven't taken Todd's class, I highly recommend it, as I do with many of the teachers here at Black Swan. But it was a beginner class, and a lot of more experienced yogis tend to shy away from beginner classes, but oh man, can you learn so much about your own body when you take more time than you're used to. So, I'm feeling nice and warmed up. Hope you are as well. Let's take this a little further. On your next breath in, bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, travel forward. Step, hop, float, make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And your exhale, fold. And then inhale to a chair pose. Alright, we're going to do a little different chair today. So once you've got your chair, reach and grab for opposite elbows above your head. So, left hand grabs your right elbow, vice versa. From there, press the back of your head into your arms, and then lift your elbows up. So you're going to start to lengthen the space under your armpits. Draw your lower belly up and in. Find this slight tuck of your tailbone forward. And again, repress the back of your head into your arms. Want you to continue to grow long, your elbows up away from your hips without chasing your ribs up to your elbows. You're resisting, holding those down as you lift your chest and arms up. You press the back of your head into your arms. Keep your belly drawn down, your ribs drawn down. 3 more breaths. Find a shake here. 1 more. Lengthen your elbows up. Press the back of your head into your arms. On an inhale, straight arm back bend. Release your arms. Straighten up to a mountain pose. Reach your thumbs behind you. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Get a chance to clean your slate. Bring yourself back to a neutral space in your body. All right, right leg high. Breathe in. On an exhale, bend your legs, stack your hips. All right, let's take some movement here. Now lift your left shoulder back up in line with your right. Level your chest to the mat. Take a breath. And then exhale, swing your right knee all the way across and underneath to your left elbow or tricep. Inhale, back up to 3-legged dog. Bend your legs, stack your hips. Inhale. Again, exhale, cross all the way across your body to your left tricep or elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog, right leg straight. Exhale, bend and stack. Last time, take a breath in. Exhale, swing across your body to your left tricep. Hold here. Extend your foot out, plant it on the ground. Inhale to a fallen triangle. All right. Take a breath. Lift your left hand up. On your exhale, let your hips dip down towards the ground. Left hand down towards your right leg. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, dip down. 1 more time. Inhale up. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, both hands down to a plank. 3-legged dog. On an inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, low lunge, step to hands. Warrior 2, y'all. Inhale, open up. Hope that was as good for you as it was for me. That felt nice through my side body. Again, typically, my IT band seems really tight. It seems resistant to a lot of those. Today, that felt good. Just let that be a testament. It doesn't have to feel good in your body today. That can just be a sign that something needs to change. In a way that you move, in a way that you don't move. Be there to adjust accordingly. 4 more rounds of breath in your Warrior 2. Almost said your W2. Not the same thing. Let's not talk about taxes right now. 1 more round of breath. And inhale, reverse your warrior. Breathe in. Exhale, extended side angle. Right arm down inside of your leg, left arm up. Envision that somebody has 2 mattresses on either side of your mat. And they're going to start to press those mattresses in towards your body. I want you to streamline yourself. So lift your left shoulder up, press into your right arm so that you make the flattest version of yourself within this shape. 2 more breaths. And inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands down to the ground, flow, chaturanga dandasana if you want it. Down dog if you don't. Breathe in. Breathe out. Left leg high, inhale. Bend your leg and stack your hips. You can get a couple of breaths here. Level out your shoulders. If you like making circles or movement with your left leg in this shape, take it. Come back to stillness, breathe in. Exhale, cross to your right tricep or elbow, squeeze in. Inhale, 3-legged dog, left leg straight first. Exhale, bend and stack. Take an inhale. Exhale, cross to your right. Inhale, back to 3-leg. Exhale, bend and stack. Last time, inhale. Exhale, cross to your right. Hold, extend your foot, plant it on the ground. Inhale your right hand up. Either stay here if that first round didn't feel good, or on an exhale, dip your hips, reach your right hand towards your left or right foot. Inhale, back up. Exhale, dip and slice the air. 1 more time. Inhale up. Exhale, dip. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, both hands down. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge, step through. Warrior 2, y'all. Back foot down, open up. Set up on this side. And if it felt fairly difficult to get it within that streamlined shape, first check in with alignment of your front heel and your back arch. Make sure that your heel intersects right through the middle of your back arch. That can help with your stance. Then deepen into your front lunge. Press into your back foot. So any resistance that you're feeling in your hip joints, begin to power into that so that those muscles get activated. When you begin to ask them to stretch later, they're going to want to stretch. They're not going to have any reason to hold on because you wore them out. 2 more rounds of breath. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Again, get lifted ribs up away from your hips. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. You can get long. Press through your back foot. It's still powering you forward. Then lower your arms and twist. Rotate your body. Press elbow into thigh. Rotate your right elbow back. And again, this may be a good point to not extend your right arm. Focus the rotation of your elbow or your shoulder and your chest. And that's where the main movement's coming from. Then you can extend your extremities and then see what extra space you can get from there. 1 more round of breath. Inhale, reverse your warrior, left hand up. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Step back to plank. Flow your way to downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. 1 more time in. And out. Alright, from here bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or float, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale to a chair pose. Alright, this is the one we're going to take it home with this chair. This will be our last bit of movement before we take it into a stretch. So your chair pose, shift your weight to your left foot. Lift your right leg up, breathe in, one-legged mountain. Then exhale, eagle pose. Right leg over. Take your hands down to prayer to start. So we're going to keep it with just eagle legs for now. Now, your right foot can stay kicked out to the right. You can tuck it behind your calf if you have that space, or you can even kickstand it on the ground. Draw your belly up and in. Try to get it away from your lap. Then lean forward. I want you to take your elbows all the way past your legs, and then maybe hands towards the ground. Squeeze everything in. You're trying to compress here. Round your forehead towards your knee. Try to make your entire spine long. Squeeze thigh to thigh. Can you work your left sit bone down in line with your left hip? Three more rounds of breath. And then unravel. Inhale back up to one-legged mountain. You can keep your legs crossed as you come to stand and then release. Exhale, hands down to your heart. Chair pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Left side lifts. Exhale, eagle legs. Left leg over. And find your stability here. Squeeze thigh to thigh. Hands to prayer. Then hinge yourself forward. Draw your belly up and in. Round your spine forward. Bring your elbows past your knee. Keep squeezing in thigh to thigh. That's going to help your stability. Then you can bring your hands to the ground. Round forward. Tuck your belly button up. Tuck your chin up toward your chest. And then can you start to lower your right hip down in line with your right knee? You may get a lot of space here, or there may be a limited amount of space. You're creating compression in your lower half. Last 2 breaths. And then inhale back up to standing. Press thigh into thigh so that you get stability as you come up. One-legged mountain, inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart, Samastahiti. From here, step yourself to the left side of your mat. We're going to take this into a wide-legged forward fold, y'all. So we get to open up. Bring your hands out to a T, inhale. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold towards the left. Now, if you have inversions in your practice and your legs are already stretched out enough and you want to go upside down, feel free. This is going to be our pose for about 10 rounds of breath. So you can get this nice stretch through your leg, just letting your torso get heavy. If you want to take this further, take it upside down, bring your elbows to the ground, bend your knees to make that happen. Then you can either take your hands and interlace your fingers so you make this basket with your hands, and then bring the back of your head into that basket, the top of your head, the crown of your head onto the ground. Elbows are underneath your shoulders for a good stack. Then you get to draw your belly in. Maybe you lift your knees off the ground, bring them into your triceps.
Maybe start to stack your hips on top of your shoulders. And there's little to no weight in your head here. 80% or more of your weight is in your elbows, 20% or less is in your head. Press your elbows down so you take the weight off of your head. 4 more rounds of breath. On your time, lower back down, knees into your chest, step them up wide, while leaning back in that wide-legged forward fold. From here, take a breath in, lengthen forward. Exhale, low lunge to the top of your mat. From here, step your left foot forward to meet your right. Come down to a seat. All right. Hope you're feeling good, feeling warm. From here, I want you to take your left foot inside arch of your right thigh. I'm going to set up for Janu Shirshasana. So take flesh from out underneath your sit bones. Root everything down. Take a breath in, reach both hands up. Exhale, pivot toward your right leg, then fold over your right leg. And this can be the same thing as when you're in your half splits. You can pull the pinky side of your right foot gently towards the left side of your mat. So this slight rotation, so you get full extension, but at the same time, keep pressing your right sole of your foot forward. You're creating some resistance here. Again, the more you activate, the more those muscles are going to get worn out, especially muscles that don't get worked too often. So be here to add the pressure and then reap the benefits when it's time to let all of that pressure go and to let your muscles melt and relax. One more round of breath. Inhale up to a seat. Keep your legs, right leg where it is, and then just cross your left leg up and over your right thigh for a figure 4. From there, take a breath in, reach both hands up, and then exhale, fold over your leg. Now from here, keep pressing your left knee down away from you. You're still finding rotation towards the left side of your mat. So if you feel yourself rocking more into your right side, can you evenly distribute your weight through your hip bones? Press your left knee down. You can even take your left hand to your left knee. As long as your toes are flexed, your joints are protected, and you can add that pressure to stretch through your outer left thigh. Last full breath. Nice pressure, come up through center, and then into a seated figure 4. So keep your left leg where it is, bend your right leg till you can put the sole of your right foot flat. Palms behind you about a foot. Press your arms straight to lift up your chest, so your low back will start to lift as well. Flex your left toes, press your left knee forward, and then drive your chest towards your knee. And you're playing hard to get here. Press your chest forward, drive your knee forward away from your chest. Three more breaths. All right, keep this shape. Just gently bend your elbows. Let your left foot rotate all the way to the right. Walk your hands a little further forward and then twist all the way to the left. So right elbow to your left knee. Press your left hand straight, left arm straight to straighten your spine. And then press your elbow to thigh to rotate. Fullest, deepest round of breath. Unravel back through center. Release your legs. Take a broken bridge in a seat. Step your feet as wide as your mat. Let individual knees come into the center of your mat, rotating through your hips left and right. One more time left. And right. And then you guessed it, we're doing the other side. Janu Shirshasana to the left. Right foot inside of your left thigh. Breathe in through center. Both sit bones touch the ground. Then pivot towards the left and fold. Now there's still this propulsion because you're activating.
So press your right knee down and away from you, like you're driving your calf into the ground, just to get a little more towards the left. And same thing, you can pull your left pinky side towards the inner side of your mat, just gentle rotation. Inhale back up through center. And again, this time, take your right foot over your left leg for figure 4 legs. Take a breath in, reach up. Exhale, fold over your left leg. And continue pressing your right knee down and away from you. You could feel this through your outer thigh. You may feel this through your inner thigh as well. Totally dependent on your own body. But be there completely for that sensation. Breathe into that sensation. Notice what you're tensing up because of that sensation. Relax your tongue from your roof of your mouth. You let go of gripping in your toes or your fingers. One more full breath. And now back up through a seat. Hands behind your hips, and then bend your left leg. Take your seated figure 4. Flex your right toes. Again, that still protects your joints. Press your right knee away from you. Press your chest up towards your knee. Chase it. Again, both sit bones down. If that means you move your left foot a little further forward so you're not as resisted first, take that. Sides don't have to match in their setup as long as they feel as supportive, and you can get the same benefit. Three more rounds of breath. And lengthen your left leg a little further forward, just enough that you can rotate your right foot to the ground over towards the left. And then twist to the right. Left elbow to your right knee. Palms to the ground. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, rotate. And constrict your abdominals down and in. And then use your breath to expand that. Make space. Gently unravel. All the way back in through center. One more time, broken bridge. Let's take 3 rounds left and right, each side. 1, 2. Last time for 3. And come back through center, both feet on the ground. Reach your hands out in front of you. Tuck your tailbone underneath you and unravel your spine, 1 vertebrae at a time, until you're on your back. Bridge pose from here. And if you're craving wheel, take it to wheel, y'all. I'm going to take it to a bridge pose. So walk your heels in so you can touch your toes so you get a good stack of your ankles underneath your knee. Then press your feet down to lift your hips. I'm going to take bridge today because I've really been digging this stretch through my shoulders into my chest. So rather than activating my shoulders here, I'm going to press my feet into the ground, drive my shoulders into the mat. So I'm adding pressure and then using that pressure to stretch out my traps, my deltoids, a little bit of my chest. But it takes the power of your legs and the calmness of your breath to really reap the benefits of this. If you're tensing up and just as much pressing the ground away with your shoulders because of any kind of tension or slight pain, quote unquote, discomfort, then it's going to lessen the effects of here. So soften into it with your shoulders, power into it with your legs. Take 3 more rounds of breath. Find a slight tuck of your chin so the back of your neck gets long too. 1 more breath in, lift up onto your tiptoes. And exhale, lower 1 vertebrae at a time, super slow. If your hip flexors are dying to relax, tell them they'll relax in a second. Down from there, hug your knees into your chest. And then take your left leg long, right leg in, taking a breath. And supine twist to the left. Right elbow and shoulder down to the mat. And as if they're super glued to the ground, hold them there.
Then press your left hand into your right leg to rotate, but only up through your middle back. Shoulders, elbows stay connected. And that's the foundation point from which you twist. 3 more breaths. Rattle back through center, switch out your legs. Left knee in, right leg long. Take a breath to squeeze. Then exhale to twist. Check in with the differences on this side. Again, just make sure that your foundation is secure. Left elbow, shoulder, all the way down. And you can even add some counter resistance as you press your right hand into your left leg. Gently press your left knee back up into your hand. And now calmly can you breathe into that? One more round of breath. Rattle back through center. Happy baby, y'all. Last pose of class. I'm going to take happy baby with my heels closer to my hips. If you want to take happy baby with reaching, grab the outside of your legs or your feet, take your happy baby like you like it. For me, this one feels more supportive. I don't have to, again, to worry about the extremities, my legs extending to get more hip stretch. This can be more about inner thigh and low back without worrying about what state my hamstrings are in or how tight my calves are. Not the main stretching points here. One more round of breath. Put knees into your chest. Round your forehead towards your knees. Lift your shoulders off the ground. Now try to flatten your back out into the mat. And it may be difficult, but create this sensation here. Another full round of breath. Last inhale. Can you hold this roundness without using your arms? Gently release, breathe in. Then exhale, Shavasana. Extend your legs out long on your mat. Arms about on your sides. Let your heels touch the ground, and then let your feet relax out to the side. The inner thighs need to relax to allow that to happen. Let your thumbs rotate outward so your shoulders can relax. And then breathe your Shavasana here. Before you move your body, take a quick recollection of the class that you just did. Focus in on one thing that was a struggle, one thing that was hard to give up, maybe a rough inner monologue, maybe a certain pain in your knee or wrist. Locate that obstacle. And then cultivate immense love for that. I love this specific thing about me. I love this pain in my knee, teaching me to be slower, more methodical with my movements.
And whatever that is, let that love expand and grow out from the things that are harder to love and appreciate. And then allow that to spread to the things that are easier to love and appreciate, the ones that are in the forefront. Accept the light with the dark, the yin and the yang. And then move your body with that gratitude, with that love. Invite movement back. If you feel that pain or feel that sensation come up, remind yourself, I love that sensation. I love that pain. Pull your knees into your chest, give them a squeeze. And then find a way up to a seat. You can roll up the length of your spine. It may take a few rolls. Maybe roll to one side, fetal pose first. Facing the top of your mat, hands at your heart. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Grow your ears up away from your shoulders. Honoring the light and the love, the student and the teacher that's forever in each of us. We bow and share the words. Namaste. Oh, yogis. That was fun. Came into that with little plan, very little planning. So I hope that was beneficial. Hope you dug it. Oh, heck yeah. What up, people? So glad y'all are here. Again, my name is Jeremy. Reach out to me either through Black Swan or through my own Instagram. It's on here at JerPose. Let me know what you thought about class. Let me know what you want to see in the next class. I've been doing a lot of workshops about handstand and stuff, so any kind of inversion stuff you want to work on, let's talk about it. I want to do this stuff with y'all. So again, if you have the capacity to donate, blackswanyoga.com/live. Again, it all goes to us teachers, so thank you for contributing so far, and if you're continuing to do so, thank you so much. You guys have a great day. Namaste, y'all.